Good morning. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Dolphina.
Morning.
What's up, guys? Danchi here with event recap, and we just finished Rentap. So we are at the hotel now. We're not at the stadium. Wanted to do an interview like last night at the stadium, but I think we were all really tired. We finished at 1 a.m. in the end when we're all done packing up.
By the time we got home, it was probably 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we were up by 5 a.m. to get Indonesia to the airport.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that was like the kind of like a little bit of the ending of how it all ended. But the entire event was great. Here, usually the event recap, we're gonna start with like, how did you feel about that event? Let's start with Jan.
I'm really happy with the event. I can't believe we did it. I really can't believe we did it. Yeah. When we started it,
We never thought we would do it. So yeah, here we are, our fifth event. Fifth, yes.
fifth event. So Dolphina was like, we're gonna do it Stadium Perpaduan and we're gonna do for 2 days. And I was like, okay. And the whole way leading up, I didn't want to do it. And I was like, I don't think we can do it. But she kept saying we're gonna do this. So I'm like, all right, if you say it, I'll support. But like, I think this is way over our heads. And then last night,
Yeah, we did it.
we did it.
Yeah.
Usually, if it's not Stadium Perpaduan, where would it be?
Okay, so we've done at the Civic Center, they won Civic twice, and then we got too big for there, and so then we moved to Sungai Apung, which was a basketball court. Yeah, and then we got too big for that,
Yeah.
so we.
Last November, we did just a small open air MBKS stadium. It's not a stadium, it's just a park.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
watching some of the highlight videos. So
Yeah.
I think last year was.
It's just a one-day event, so that's like a smaller scale. So that's why I planned another one. So I told Jen we have to get a stadium.
It wasn't small at MBKS. It was smaller than that, but it wasn't small. It was in a park. It was a festival, so we had like food set up, food carts. So we had to do a festival plus the fights, and we had a big turnout at MBKS.
Yeah, the only thing people comments about last event is your venue is too small. That's why,
Really?
yes, that's
Okay.
why we got the stadium.
Stadium this time around.
But the number one thing that we need to highlight is we got this. Okay, so they said that our venue was too small. So we got the stadium, and then we've applied for grants from KBS, from
Right.
tourism, from everywhere. Until now, we don't have any sponsors for this event that we just did. So we've relied on private sponsors. So without the private sponsors, none of this was possible. People who just believed in like Dylan, people who believed in Mickey, people who believed in Kabilan just coming out of their pocket and making this happen. So we put on this big show in the Sarawak Stadium, and it was all done by private sponsorship as of now. We're still waiting for,
Yeah,
for a
'cause-
few grants. Yeah.
Yeah, because the grant approval doesn't come in so fast, right? I get it. Yeah, okay. The next question will be just the event itself. Were you happy with the turnout, and were you happy with the fights that happened?
Yeah, so far all good. I think we did good. What do you think, Jen?
I think we did really good. I don't want to like be like, oh, we're so good, but we did really good, and our matchmaking was good because I think, if I'm right, our super pro fights we didn't have one knockout, so that means that the matches were even.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the first time that we've gone without a knockout. Usually we have a few. Yeah, so the matches were even, and yeah, and
Fair
our
enough.
semi-pro was really good.
They're so good. Yeah.
Yeah, the semi-pro fights, the mornings.
Yeah.
Those are all really
Yes,
really
yes.
good. I was talking to the referees and I said the amateur scene in Sarawak is a lot more rough than the ones in KL.
That's Rentap.
That's right. Tough.
It's not Sarawak, it's Rentap event because our referees are so good. We know the level of our fighters, so they know also like how far they can go. If it was a new beginner, we would never let it
I
be so rough.
see.
We know who can take it and who can't, and our referees trust us, and we trust them.
So you filter.
We filter, definitely.
Okay.
We don't want to like throw a beginner in there up against somebody who's gonna. We want the match to be even, and we want everyone to gain experience and be safe.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
And this is the amateur lady. I'm like, no more amateur. Since the beginning, I was like, I'm not doing amateur. And she was like, we need to give the local scene. Like, what about those kids that don't get the opportunities to fight? Like, we need to give them the. And I'm like, no, yeah. amateur is a lot of work because you have equipment and you have equipment checks and you have to make sure you have everything there, and then their level's not as high, so their stamina's not there. It takes more medical time. It's just a lot more work than the pros.
And they have too many rules, like all
Because you have to follow.
yeah, all the kids like below 9, below 10. But that's why we do the amateur also. So we're giving every level and every age chances to fight. Yeah.
I
Then
see.
slowly they're gonna build up semi-pro and then to professional.
Yeah. Because the amateur scene is where they can test the waters before they can figure out this is my thing.
Yeah, and we can like scout talent that way. But that's her thing. I'm always the one that's like, I don't even want. She does all the amateur cards, all the daytime cards. I don't even look at it or touch it. I just do the pro, and we have our matches that we match. So like she did Amisha and Winia.
Right.
Yeah, she was like, she wanted that fight. I didn't know Winia, but Dolphina was like, we have to have her. And Amisha fought so good because Winia is an RWS fighter.
Yeah. The fight itself was
I've been
great.
following her these few years, and I watch how Winia grow as a fighter. So she's the best in Singapore, and we have Amisha. So why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a really good
it's
fight.
a good fight. Yes.
Really, really good fight.
She also matched the Damia and Izati fight. It wasn't we had a few, that one was a little bit difficult to match, but in the end, yeah, we got a Damia and Izati. They both deserved it.
But speaking about Damia and Nizati, that was a particular WPC Muay Thai fight. And it's
Yes.
for a WBC Muay Thai title,
Mini flyweight,
mini flyweight title.
female mini flyweight.
How did that whole thing with WBC came about?
We are WBC.
We saw that, okay, so WBC was started in 2002. WBC Muay Thai
Yeah.
started in 2002 in Bangkok in collaboration with the Mexican boxing. So they started the Muay Thai part, but it only really started growing about right after COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I have some American friends that started pushing the WBC USA. And I told Dolphina, I was like, we've got to do Malaysia WBC. It's gonna blow up. And so we told my husband, we're like, okay, do you want to be the chairman? And he was like, okay. And so we had this idea. I think the night before, we're like, okay, we're gonna do WBC Malaysia. And we bought a flight to Bangkok.
Yes.
We walked into the WBC Bangkok headquarters. We didn't know anyone there, and we're like, we want WBC Malaysia.
Because there's none in Malaysian.
Like, you're talking about WBC Muay Thai? Or
Yes.
WBC boxing?
It's the WBC Boxing Muay Thai office in Bangkok.
Right.
So we just walked in, and
You want to open one in Malaysia?
we want one in Malaysia.
We want a WBC belt because
I
everyone
see.
knows WBC.
Yeah, it's
we
big.
saw WBC everywhere. I did fight for the belt
Yeah.
in before COVID in Africa, Ghana. Yeah, but I lost the I didn't win.
Okay.
So from there we start like we need to bring WBC to Malaysia so more Malaysian people can fight, and there's no one like in the ranking Malaysian, even female. So now we trying to push our Malaysian fighter to be in the ranking. Yes.
Okay. A quick one to ask. WBC, it doesn't matter does it matter to you whether it's WBC or WMC?
Well, we're WBC representatives.
I see. Okay.
So
So I think my question was why WBC then MC?
WMC is by PMM.
Is it?
Yeah, PMM is sanctioned WMC.
Yeah.
So that one is like the whole IFMA, which is also
Okay.
Yeah, it's also a great program. You see so many like Riftin came up through. You see Ramadan Ondash came up through IFMA. This is all
Yeah.
WMC. So there's like great athletes that IFMA's pushed up. But as with anything, like you have McDonald's, you have Burger King,
Yeah.
you have Nike, you have Adidas. You have to have competition to make the sport stronger. So that was our thinking. Like we can't just have WMC in Malaysia because
It'll be a monopoly.
yeah, not only is it a monopoly, but how are we going to grow fighters like that? Like we want to build up the best fighters to international levels. So we have to have competition. We have no issue with WMC. We work with them. And so far in Malaysia, WMC's worked with us. So yeah, we all have a good relationship.
Okay. All right. That's just curiosity. Yeah. Curiosity because came to a Muay Thai fight, but WBC is the first time I
And
saw it.
WBC, for me personally, the ranking systems, and is getting better and better as it's growing. The ranking systems, it's legit. It's really legit. And there's people like out. I mean, we have like Europe, we have North America now, we have South America. They're getting ready to have the Pan American Games in Mexico. And stay tuned. That's going to be exciting for Malaysia.
Pan America.
Yeah, Pan American Games, Malaysia. Watch for it. It's February 15th, I think. Yeah, we have some big news coming out for that. And yeah, so you have Europe, you have Asia now, you have Southeast Asia that's starting to build up. And I mean, like, look at RWS. How many of those fighters? Joe Ryan holds WBC belts.
Okay.
I mean, WBC's legit.
I want to close it off by asking, what's next for Rentap? I mean, you've done this fifth event.
Yes.
What's next for Rentap? And how is Rentap, what else do you want to look? You've done an amateur scene now, like a small little mini amateur scene, but you've more known for your professional fights, building up professional fighters. What is next?
So we did 5 Rentap Fighting Championship in Kuching, Sarawak. So I told Jen we need to get out from Sarawak because everyone like they're watching the live. Then they were like, why not you go to Semenanjung? Dekat KL tak ada ke whatever. So I told Jen we need to.
This is what she does. She tells me, all right, we're going to go do a gigantic show wherever. And then, okay, we go and we do it. But she does all the admin. And you know how much admin it takes to get that going? Yeah, Dolphina's all the
Paperwork.
permits, everything. I mean, she's in the office till all night long. You can see the light on in there. And she's like getting everything in order because it takes a lot to put on something like that. And then it's a combat sport. So we have to have our insurance, everything in place. She does all that.
That's amazing.
I think because we're fighters, so we know what to expect, and we love Muay Thai so much. So yeah, why not?
Being a fighter is one thing, but handling events, you need some form of like background, and you need that patience as well to deal with all the paperwork, to meet this person, meet that.
I think it's like some kind of addiction also, like, okay, we'd already done one, so why not next one? And everyone was like, so when is your next event? I said, yeah, coming soon, yeah.
I'm retiring.
No, you're not. I couldn't do this without her as well, so we need each other. Yeah, I wouldn't do it without you.
It's a wonderful dynamic duo the two of you have.
I don't, okay, there's a female promoter in Australia that's doing really well. And then I don't know of any 2 female promoters that work together except for us. Like, we're 2 moms. Both of our kids are fighters. Yeah, we've been fighters. We just live Muay Thai.
Yeah, and it totally shows how much you guys love the sport and the show and the entertainment just by being in Rentap. It really shows.
Yeah.
Really, really shows. The energy, everything is like different.
Yeah.
Very, very different. Back to your question, what's next and when is next?
We have Johan.
Oh, yeah. So you mean when is next event?
What can we expect from the next event, and then when would be the next event?
Well, just wait and see. Yes.
Yeah, we were like scared. Okay, we've worked really hard to get these belts out for like 4 or 5 years. And then we were scared because, like I said, WBC is legit. If we don't do it right, like, it's invalid. So we have a lot of steps to take to do a WBC belt. It's not like that. That's why it means so much. This belt means a lot. It's like there's a few belts in the world that actually have weight on them. It's like if you have a RWS belt right now, that's a really big deal. If you have a WBC belt, it's a really big deal. So we were scared. Like, we're responsible for this belt. And then we did it last night too. And this morning we were like, okay, so who's next? Like, let's start matching, but we've got to get all the weights out.
Now, in regards to the question of the future of Rentap, just want to ask, do you think Rentap would just maintain as like this kind of a platform for professionals to start, and then later on RWS, LWS, one? Do you vision yourself Rentap could be something like what they have there in Thailand, RWS,
I think we are for Malaysia. I mean,
for
you
Malaysia, but we're
you
looking
can't-
what about Asia?
I mean, can we handle it?
I don't. Do we want to handle it?
Yeah.
Why not, right? We already got this far, so why not? Just do it.
Something to consider, right?
We just keep building, going with it. Yeah.
Step by step.
Yeah.
Step by step.
And it takes a lot of support outside internationally. We have a very good support system. Without them constantly motivating us and saying, you guys can do this, we wouldn't be able to. I mean, within the whole global, we have a lot of support.
Understood.
So it's not just like us sitting here in Malaysia. It takes, yeah.
Okay. Any final words you want to say to the camera, to all the audiences watching?
Thank you for supporting us this far. We do this for the fighters, and it's all about the fighters. So keep supporting us, and we'll keep doing our best.
Yes, thank you, and stay tuned for Rentap FC 6.0
6.0. Is
Yes.
there a date?
to be announced soon.
To be announced soon, but you're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always working on it.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you, Dan. Okay.
Thank you so much.